What else has been happening? I see Michael Ungi's finally being convicted in Liverpool Crown Court and he's going to get slammed. How long do you reckon he's going to get? He calls himself Michael Roche or something now, doesn't he? Like an Italian name or something. Michael Roche. Yes, Carly, AJ, Jacqueline, Michelle, Sherabella. Them Encrochats, mate, moved, they was, eh? I wonder how many people are going to get nicked on the WhatsApp and that Telegram. They're next, aren't they? Yes, Patty. Big move from the NCA, says Matty YG. National Crime Agency, you saying there? They're on it, aren't they, lads? Hey, they've got technology. Imagine the intel they've got that hasn't been shared in the court. You know what, mates? I sit there and I think to myself, I wonder how many times I'm mentioned on some of them Encrochats where people are trying to get me done on that. That's what I think, you know. Defo. The Defo coming across match where I'm mentioned there, where they're trying to get me wigged and that. You can see what they're like. They're talking 3-0 on there, and how the can you do that? How'd you get caught up in that? How'd you sit there believing that there's a messaging site that cannot be tracked? How'd you do that? And there's thousands of them that really believed you can't be monitored. Let me tell you right now, regardless of where that electronic devices came from, regardless of what type of chip it's got, regardless if it's encrypted messaging on your phone and all this bull, they invented it. They invented it. It's foolproof, mate. Do you understand what I'm saying? They know how to unlock it. They're the first things secure. So that, you know, it goes down and then all of a sudden you've got people screaming, WhatsApp pops out, you can now encrypt your messages so no one understands or knows what you've said to your message. Everyone, you've got these groups, just intelligence souls, that's what they are, mates. No on WhatsApp where you've got these groups. You see in Highton, you've probably got groups on WhatsApp where you've got like 20 birds from Highton and Knowsley, all part of this little group for whatever reason, and they all jangle in the group, and there's loads of groups where they just chat at anything, right? So you know when a shooting happens in Highton, and it's the local gunman that everyone knows about, all these birds are in these groups going, fucking Cashman's done this again, and they're just chatting off the cakes on a Saturday night, pissed. Just seeing him there, just being there, he's with them. Do you understand? And it's just pure intel. All of it. Bam, bam, bam. They just pop in and go, what? Oh, that's information. That's a good source of information there. And that's what they do in your communities. You know, what they'll do, they'll identify the houses where the group frequent the most. Right, so look, years ago, we're on our estate, but every other night or something, we'd go into me ma's kitchen, sit there, chat, have a spliff, make tea, drink, whatever. Do you understand what I'm saying? And where they were observing us, they would recognise that we would be spending a couple of hours every other night at this address. So when they wanted to get up close and personal, so for example, you're on your estate, you've got your ma's, you've got your mates, you've got that house there, you've got that house there, and you just go and base in this house more than the others. The feds are watching you, so they identified that house as an house of interest, okay? So what they'll do, to get, at the moment, they're from a distance, they're watching, they're getting your car registrations, they're getting the people who are associated with them, compiling whether you've got a gun nominal, who your associates are, whether you're a part of an organised. They do all that from a distance. when they've got all that in place, they want to get up close and personal and listen to what your intentions are. So what they'll do, they'll come through your estates and they'll raid them 5 houses that they've identified. While they're raiding these houses for trivial offences, criminal damage, suspicion of possession, handling stolen goods, just trivial offences, but enough for them to get past your front door. Do you understand? And then what they'll do, they'll raid the houses, but in the house of interest, they'll leave probes. Probes are listening devices, and probes only activate when noise is there. So you can't really find the probes that they use these days. So they'll raid your houses, they'll go into the house of interest, they'll plant some bugs there, and they mightn't come back to you for a year or 2. And depending on what you're talking about in that room every other night, depends on what they're going to do with you. So say they've got a squad on a group down there, and you're having conversations about this group, they will leave you to continue to deal your drugs, because these are more valuable asset than your group, and the information that you're speaking about, they've never known. So it's in their investigation's interest to just leave you be, and let's just let them speak major, because we're finding out major on this firm through it. That's what they do, like. And loads of yous on all your estates, Walton, Anfield, Scotty, Bam, you've gone through the same events and you don't even realise it. They'll come in on trivial offences, raid 6 houses, the houses of interest they'll bug, and then they'll disappear again. If the kid who's the house of interest can be left uncharged when they come through again and arrest you all, they'll leave him. They won't arrest him, they won't charge him, they'll just leave him as a source of information for when everyone kicks back in again. And that's the way they do it now. There's probably houses on your estate that's been raided a year ago, 2 years ago, that's still frequented by the boys and by your birds and whoever, and they're just chatting away, and they're just building pure intel on the back of it. So I'm going to go on speaking about this. When we were active, they developed this thing, and it was a system. It was called like the G-Manax or something. It was a system that the police designed to help them with their intelligence building. All right. And what had happened is this. And you've seen the dynamics change. So you used to get a pull, the car would stink of weed, they'd give you a search, and then just let you go. When this system came in, the searches were a little bit more intense. So they'd pull you, the car stunk of weed, they'd strip the car back. Any money on you, they'd document it. What type of phones, who you were, whatever. Then they'd let you go. Then they'd get in the car and they'd get on the new system. And what they type in is your name, your address, your reg of your car, and the suspicions. Positive smell for cannabis, £600 cash in his pocket, no legitimate reason of where the cash has come from. Bam. And you think nothing of it. You're in this little organised crime group, you're grafting, you're getting a few pulls, but you're thinking nothing of it. A few of your members in this organised crime group are gun happy, trigger happy, they're running around letting shots off. When these feds are turning up to these scenes of crimes, just because people aren't writing it on paper doesn't mean they're not speaking it. Do you understand what I'm saying? Just because there's no statements saying doesn't mean that people are not verbally eye to eye with a police officer saying your names. So what happens is, you just go out, you do a bit of madness, you do a mission, bang, police turn up, there's witnesses, the first names on the mention are your names. There's no statements, there's nothing to carry it forward. You've just got people screaming your names in group chats, in the local, where they're gathering their information, your names are getting thrown around. You don't know, you're just going on to your next one, still grafting, ding, but the police in this investigation have gone onto the same system, and they've pumped into that system your name again, your date of birth again, and what the suspicions are again. involved in firearms offences, involved in drugs, involved in blackmail. You don't do nothing. It's all right. Why? Because you've only been entered into that system twice. There's other gangs in the city that's being entered into that system 15 times, 20 times. So they get prioritised over you. Do you understand? So what'll happen, say this list is 99 organised crime groups on this list. Every time you get pulled, every time you've got money, every time you're doing something irregular, every time your name gets mentioned in a crime, whether it's official or off-official, it all gets pumped into this system. The more your name gets pumped into this system, when you're violent, your name's getting pumped into this system more than when you're not violent. The more times your name gets pumped into this system, the more you start going up that numbers of 99. Eventually, after 16 months of them pulling you, putting your name into this system, you're getting involved in gun crimes, all this mad shit. 18 months later, you're now in the top 10. And that's where NCA and all these other agencies aligned to policing within your cities, within your communities, your Titans, your NCAs, all these sort of agencies that are committed to organised crime. When you've landed in that top 10, now you're getting looked at by a serious squad. And no one in that top 10 survives. No one in the top 10 survives. Every one of them get took out. And then 99 down there, they just come up into the top 10, bang, and then they're the new targets. And these newcomers, the new kids on your streets that are making a game for themselves because you're out the picture now, they go through the same process. Pulled, weed, phone, a shooting down there, my man's name's mentioned on the list, boom, boom, 99, 90, 80, 70. By the time he's 19, he's in the top 10, 21, double figures. And that's what you've been seeing over the last decade in the city of Liverpool, basically. Group gone, group gone, group gone, group gone. That's what's happening with you, lad. You need to get on the page and start understanding what you're doing.